He's never fought us. Not us united.
I can so see that. That's it. Welcome to Comics League welcome to Comics League Indie Wednesday. My name is Jared, and today we are discussing Truth, Justice, and the American Way from Big Man Comics. Now, you guys know I had one of the co-authors of this book, Gabe Eltaeb, on my show like a while back. I've had him on my show a bunch of different times, so I'll link his appearances in the screen above me, so you guys can check that out. So basically, what this book is, this is this is superheroes, but if they're slandered by the mainstream media. So very topical book, and basically what it is, you have these three superheroes: Truth, Justice, American Way. American Way is sort of a Colossus looking dude in a American flag t-shirt. He's a former football player, and he flies and all that. Justice is probably the Batman character, Batman/Punisher, and I think Gabe describes him as Charles Bronson, kind of. And Truth is pretty much like the Wonder Woman character. Now, what's interesting about this is that this also delves into government corruption, because when it's revealed that the Lex Luthor-ish character in the story is involved with the government to get like contracts and stuff. So what he does is he engineers certain circumstances to go a certain way so that the mainstream media can say, do these superhero, basically what the allegations are is the superheroes, the media essentially ask the question, are Truth, Justice, and the American Way, are they actually orchestrating the incidents so that they can save us, essentially? And that is actually really cool, because because that's actually an interesting question, because when you look at like superheroes and stuff, they only really get involved in the big stuff. So you're thinking about, are they choosing, or you know what, they could be like trying to orchestrate incidents. So that's actually really cool. By the way, they're called the Honor Guard. So what's cool is so throughout the book, it's essentially the superheroes on the run, and they are essentially trying to clear their names against a rival super team which are basically like, think of like the Dark Avengers, kind of, in that they are supervillains but are used for on the corrupt government side. Like one of them is even a social media influencer. So what I took that as, they're called the Vanguard. So what I took that as is like the new guard, the newer generation butting heads with the older generation. So, which is essentially like the social media, like savvy and minded. I don't know if that was like intentional, but that's like what I'm interpreting from this. But obviously the art is dope, because Gabe Eltaeb, baby, and the entire art team on this is fantastic. The writer, illustrator, and letter is Gabe Eltaeb. Dig that. So as so essentially it's a fight for innocence, which I dig, and I think this is really, really cool. I've been a backer of this book ever since he came on my show, because I believe in it. It's essentially, this is one of those occasions. That's why I started covering a lot of indie comics, because with DC and Marvel, and I say this every Indie Wednesday when I cover one of these, with DC and Marvel doing things that are alienating portions of their audience, it's nice to see stories that are like straight up classic superheroes. You could say this has a political message, because there is a very pro-America theme to it. But you could also say it's very critical of America because of the corrupt politicians. So really, when you think about it, this is a politically neutral book. I know, even though one of the superheroes' name is American Way, but that's the way comics used to be. What I mean by that, if you look at hard traveling heroes, Green Lantern and Green Arrow. You had like so Green Lantern being the conservative, Green Arrow being the liberal, and what you have with that is that they showed both perspectives. They may not have shown them in a positive light, but they still showed both perspectives and let the reader themselves come to their own conclusions based on the evidence presented. It wasn't like think this way or there's something wrong with you. With this, and Gabe said it on the show, he says, I don't care how you align politically. If you want good superhero comics that don't beat you over the head with a message, but instead are there to entertain you, that's what this is. And that's what, and I can back that up as a reader, not just because Gabe is a buddy of mine, but because it's in the book. Again, you could interpret any type of political message from literally everything, but this one is not beating you over the head with it. It's a story. It's essentially a superhero wrongfully accused. That's what it is. It's a superhero wrongfully accused story. That's it. And I find that type of storytelling really compelling about how these three superheroes, the Vanguard, how the three superheroes, not the Vanguard, they're the bad guys, how the three superheroes, Truth, Justice, and the American Way, I'll just say that, how Truth, Justice, the Honor Guard, how the Honor Guard still remain loyal to their ideals even when they're betrayed. And that is peak superhero storytelling right there. And that's why I can honestly give this book a 9 out of 10. I love it. There's room for the universe to expand. That's why I give it a 9. I don't typically give first issues a 10 out of 10. I mean, if this is all that's going to be for this universe, yeah, I'll give it like a 10 out of 10. But if there's more for this, I always leave that room for more, because essentially, and I don't think that this would happen with this series, but I've had stories where I've rated them 10 out of 10 the first issue, and then they just take way downhill. So essentially, I'm leaving some room there. Luckily, as all he has to do is repeat this in terms of quality and fun storytelling, and it's all good to go. So Gabe at Big Man Comics, thank you for a fantastically entertaining book. On that note, everyone, I am going to wrap this up. Hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll leave the link to Gabe's socials and our interviews in the description and up top here, so you guys can watch those, because Gabe gave a lot of behind the scenes information on Truth, Justice, and the American Way in both of our interviews. I may have him on again to talk about the book now that it's out. Let me know if you guys would be interested in that. And in terms of what's coming up with Comics League movie night, we're talking about Batman Superman World's Finest, fantastic film. In terms of Comics League Dark, I normally wait until like Wednesday or Thursday before I establish the agenda for that. And then in UTC, I'm still formulating what I want to do with that. I do appreciate the overwhelmingly positive reception I've gotten to my open letter to James Gunn. And what I may do, what I'm probably going to do, I'm going to announce this right now. My next Comics Talk video is going to be an open letter to Zack Snyder, basically thanking him for everything. Because here's the thing. This channel doesn't exist if it's not for the Snyder Cut. I'm just going to tell you that right now. This channel, all this around me isn't in this room were it not for the Snyder Cut. So I really have a lot to be thankful for. So on that note, everyone, stay heroic, and I will see you in the very next Indie Wednesday book.